Hey guys, King of Charmanders. Alright, enter Vigoroth. I call it Viggy. Or Vigoroth. Vigoroth. I call it Viggy. Other people call it Vig. This is one of the... I am the most powerful safe switch in the Holiday Cup. I am King of Charmanders, and I am here to promote this beastly counter user that absolutely has wrecked everything in multiple cups and in Go Battle League. As you see here, Vigoroth is incredibly powerful. It has high stamina, so it's able to take a few hits, and it also has really balanced attack and defense. That's why Vigoroth is insanely powerful. Also, it's a normal type. So because it's a normal type, it has few weaknesses, but also few resistances. As you see here, Vigoroth is only weak to fighting, so only weak to fighters, and it double resists ghosts. So Vigoroth is very useful for multiple purposes, mostly because of one thing. It's because it has counter. So it sports two very powerful moves. Body Slam generates energy quickly. It only takes 5 counters to get to a Body Slam, and counter overall is the best fast move for overall balanced usage. It generates energy quickly, does a high amount of damage, and it's a 2-turn move. So it's very powerful. Very powerful. Combine a great fast move with a great charge move that gives it stab and a good coverage move in Bulldoze, it will absolutely destroy a lot of things, not just in Go Battle League or Open Great League, in the Holiday Cup. Now, Vigoroth is kind of expensive to build, 75k dust. However, if you've been playing Go Battle League for a while, you probably already have a Vigoroth already built. So Vigoroth is very, very powerful, and like I said, statistically and for most parts, and good reasons why, it is the best safe switch in the Holiday Cup. Alright, so here's Vigoroth. As you see here, Viggy overall on the PPoke.com rankings, Viggy ranks at number 2. As you see, it's incredibly powerful as both a switch or a lead. Not so much as a closer, because even though Vigoroth is a little, he's not super bulky, but he has a little bit of bulk thanks to the stamina and a decent defense. He can't take a lot of closing hits, so definitely lead switch or give him shields. If he's gonna take shields from you, or he's gonna just absolutely wreck whatever's in front of you if he has a really positive matchup. And he doesn't have bad matchups either in other scenarios. As you see, when we get to the Matrix, you will see Vigoroth can actually flip a lot of matchups in certain scenarios, which is why it's the best switch in the Holiday Cup. As you see here, it absolutely destroys with counter. It does high damage, beats Obstagoon, Graveler, Diggersby, XL, by the way, so it beats the level 50 Diggersby, Stunfisk, and Obama Snow. Now, you have key losses here, like I said, to Alola Marowak, but if you hit a Bulldoze, you can flip this. If you... Against Skarmory, depending on what shield scenario, etc., you'll do heavy damage to Skarm before he goes down. You can beat Altaria, you can beat Wigglytuff, and you can beat Galvantula. So these losses aren't hard losses. They're hard losses rating-wise, as you see here. Well, not hard losses, but you lose ratings-wise, but you're going to do a lot of damage either before Vigoroth dies, or Vigoroth can flip this depending on what the scenario is. That's why Vigoroth is so powerful as a switch, because Body Slam plus counter does heavy damage, and Bulldoze is a great coverage move. As a lead, Vigoroth also is a good lead as well for the Holiday Cup. So if you don't like it as a switch, you can use it as a lead. It does rank at number 10, taking on things like from before, Obstagoon, Graveler, Diggersby, Stunfisk, Obama Snow, basically taking down those ice as well as everything that's weak to counter. So does do very well to that as well. Again, you don't want Viggy as a closer, because what happens to Viggy, there are better things, and Viggy can't take a one-shot at a lot of ranges. As you see here, Vigoroth goes all the way down to 41. So it can still beat a lot of matchups. For example, Obstagoon, Graveler, Stunfisk. It can even beat Wigglytuff and Diggersby just because of the pressure the Body Slams put on it. However, generally you want Vigoroth with shields, or you want an energy lead if you have no shields. That's what you want to have with Vigoroth. As a switch, I don't need to preach about Vigoroth as a switch, because Viggy here is going to slam everything WWE, TNA, whatever you want to say style. If you're a fan of pro wrestling, you know what I'm talking about. Everything to death, and that's why it does so strong as a switch. Beats Obstagoon, Graveler, Diggersby, Stunfisk, Wigglytuff. loses to Alola Marowak, Skarmory, Altaria, Galvantula, and Charizard. However, you will do either one heavy damage, or you will force your opponent to really think if you have these matchups. Especially if Viggy has an energy lead. That's why it's the #1 safe switch in the Holiday Cup. It's extremely powerful. Even if you do go against other counter users, like you'll see in the Matrix just how, like, it's pretty busted. Alright, here's my favorite part of the analysis. Again, if you would like to donate to PvPoke, please do. This open source website is so useful for me. Allows me to create content, and it really has made me better. You have no idea how much this website has helped me, and so many other battlers get better at PvP. So if you would like to donate, please do. Here's my boy Viggy, and this is my favorite part of the video, is the Matrix, because we get to see what we win against and what we lose against, and what can we kill in certain scenarios. As you see, my boy Viggy here, it can't go to level 50. Unfortunately, just because its attack is so high. So as you see here, level 50, 40, same thing. You can be a little, yeah, it's like, I mean, you can, but like, it's like 115, 15, it's very specific, but even then, that's like the maximum at, like, yeah, it's very, as you see it, the way it maxes out. So what we're gonna do is we'll do Vigoroth, we'll do Viggy at its maximum power right here. Assuming maximum IVs. If there's anything close, we'll play with the IVs for Vigoroth. But generally, because it does so much damage and it literally just body slams to death, usually, as you saw, the ratings aren't super close. So you'll, like, IVs do matter, but not so heavily unless, like I said, it's a very close matchup or it's a bait-dependent matchup. So we'll figure it out shortly. As you see, I already have the Holiday Cup meta to the right. We're in the 2-shield. Now we run battle. Go down, you hit battle, and then we get, bam. It is so freaking strong! You destroy Bama, Altaria, Dugong, Diggersby. Level 52, by the way. Graveler, Lantern, both versions of Lantern, Lapras, Magnezone, Mandibuzz, ironically, even, it's a dark and a flying type, so counter will do neutral damage. Obstagoon, Sandslash, Skarmory, Stunfisk, Talonflame. It beats a lot of the meta. It beats so many matchups in the Holiday Cup. It's very as a lead. It's very, but this is why it's such a powerful switch. Now you do beat Altaria in the 2-shield. So even though you do lose it in the 1s, you can beat it in the 2s. As you see here, Body Slam does such. I figured this out the hard way because I switched. Yeah, I figured this out the hard way a while ago from a Silk tournament. But yeah, Viggy's a beast. He's super, yeah. He's a beast. As you see here, you straight body slam, and you still come out with a comfortable amount of, like, HP. As you see, you still have some HP. So, very powerful in the 2-shield. Very, very powerful. That's why it's such a great switch. You do lose against Dripblim, Frostless, and Galvantula. As you see here, Dripblim, the one thing that really limits Vigoroth, well, you probably won't see a lot of Dripblims. It does get walled by Dripblim. Dripblim is essentially the hardest counter to Vigoroth. I wouldn't expect seeing Dripblim too much in this meta, though, because there's a lot of things that check Dripblim. And there's a lot of things that are a lot better than Dripblim, so... I mean, Dripblim works, but yeah. So that's the only thing about it. The hardest counter you will have is Dripblim. You lose against Frostless and Galvantula just because both of these do resist your counters. Frostless doesn't, it does neutral damage. But Frostless just puts heavy pressure on you, plus it does resist your body slams. So that's a big part of it. Frostless is able to resist those body slams. Galvantula as well. Galvantula is beastly. It does win. As you see, it will win. You don't win CMP, but these lunges really do some damage, and they're able to actually just, like, as you see, it'll just straight lunges you to death. The debuff matters in this scenario. So in the 2-shield, Galvantula does beat you. But you beat such a wide variety of picks. The Alolan Marowak matchup is very interesting. The Alolan matchup, yeah, this one's very interesting. As you see, you lose against Vigoroth, Whimsicott, and Wigglytuff. Charmers do have a strong matchup against Vigoroth, unless you have an energy lead. So, if you have an energy lead, you can flip these matchups, but just be aware that Charmers hurt a lot. And here's Alolan Marowak. Now, the Alolan Marowak matchup is really interesting, because if you land a Bulldoze, it sucks. Now, as you see, Big Boat Shields, if you're able to land that Bulldoze, bang. Like, as you see, you come out of this, you lose, but, like, look how close the matchup is. It's very, very close. So, if you can even, if you're able to double Bulldoze, you will KO Alolan Marowak. As you see, a Bulldoze does 66 damage. So, you will KO Alola Marowak if you can get 2 Bulldozes off. So with Energy Lead, you can flip this matchup. As you see here. So as you see how much energy you have here. If you have energy in this scenario, so let's give, oh wait, no, let's not sandbox. So if you have energy lead, or if you're able to allow, like I said, 2 bulldozers, it sucks. Viggy going Viggy. So let's say you're 2 counters in. Vigoroth wins. Bink. Actually, you could just body slam it to death. So see, very powerful. Vigoroth is very powerful. There's a lot of scenarios where you can flip things. Like I said, against AWAC, you can double bulldoze, but it looks like if you actually just bulldoze and then body slam, as you see here with an energy lead, you win. Just because you have so much energy with these counters. Counter is a really broke move. Alright, now we move on to the one shield. So here's the one shield here. As you see the one shield, we run the one shield. Viggy the one shield is also really interesting. It does a lot of damage in the ones, which is pretty nuts. As you see here, you'll lose against Altaria in the ones, but you can beat it in the twos. That's why it's a great safe switch, because you beat a majority of the meta. You still beat Obama Dugong, Diggersby. Of course, you're going to still lose against Driplim, because it's the hardest counter to you. Frostless and Galvantula. You pretty much beat the same thing you beat before. The only issue is that you do lose to to Altaria. That's probably the biggest issue. That Skarmory beat you as well, Talonflame as well, and the funny thing is, in the one shield, you actually flip the Charmer matchup. Yes, in the one shield, you can beat both Whimsicott and Wigglytuff, which is pretty nuts. And because you have counter, your energy lead, you'll probably have an energy lead too, so the one shield, it's very strong in the one shield. If I haven't used Vigoroth to you now, use Viggy. Viggy's good. It's really good. Yes, you lose against Driplim, Frostless, Galvantula, but you know what? It's really good still, man. In the 2-to-1s, it's very, very powerful. That's why Vigoroth is so strong in both the lead and the safe switch position. Now, in the one shield, you flip, like I said, you can flip the Charmers matchup. You do lose against Altaria and Sunflower, so just keep that in mind, especially if they have shield or energy lead, so just keep that in mind. In the closer, though, is Viggy's greatest weakness. As you see, we just put the Zero Shield, but it still beats a lot of things. In the Zeros, you're gonna lose it. Well, actually, this is a neutral matchup, so you have to have, like, this is a close matchup. Whichever one of you has chip damage first or energy lead is gonna beat you just because Obama Snow slaps. It will literally slap you to the next Ice Age with freaking Weather Ball. You will get backhanded to the next iceberg that the Titanic fell from or something. Yeah, insert your ice analogy here. That's what Obama Snow does for you. If you didn't vote for Obama Snow, guess what? In the close against Vigoroth, you will lose the election. Against Altaria, it still loses too. So in the 1-to-0s, Altaria does destroy it, unfortunately. You still beat Dugong, Diggersby. You're going to lose against Frostless. But here's the thing. In the zeros, you can actually beat Galvantula. That's right. In the zeros, Golf doesn't stand a chance. Poor little body slams just take... Body slam does so much. You do 57 damage. You can tank a discharge. Even if this is a lunge, it's okay. Because 2 body slams will kill it anyways. It's just... It's good. As we see, if we switch this to a lunge... We switch this to a lunge. Discharge, you do this to a lunge. You're still gonna kill it. So, apply debuffs. Bam. You still die. Because you only take off 9 damage. So, total overall DPS output, you're still getting destroyed. So... This can flip with, if Spooter has energy lead, this matchup will flip. So if they have one more Volt Switch on you, this can flip. However, you do win CMP. Well, actually, you don't win CMP. However, however, what was I trying to describe? It's a 4-turn move, and you have counters. So because of that, you can probably squeeze the body slam before the Volt Switch gets through and you die. Just out there. So Galvantula can win this matchup, so just keep that in mind, as long as Galvantula has an energy lead. Now, you lose against the Water Gun Lantern, just because, like I mentioned, like, Viggy is thick, but not super thick. But you will beat you beat the Spark Variation. You beat Lapras, you beat Magzone, Mandibuzz. You're going to lose against Alola Marowak in a closer, so just be careful about that. Unfortunately, even if you are able to land a Bulldoze, Alola Marowak is able to do enough total damage to take you out in the closer. You also lose hard against Skarmory, so be careful of that, as well as Talonflame and other Vigoroths. Now, here's the funny part. You actually destroy the Charmers. You beat Whimsicott and Wigglytuff in the zeros. You beat them in the 1s and the 0s. So Charmers go and try to charm you, but if they don't have 2 shields, they die. So that's why Vigoroth is such a good and powerful mon. Alright, in the 0 shields, we got the zeros. Now, what happens if Viggy Boy has a shield advantage? What happens when you give Viggy Boy a shield and then the 1-to-0s? You beat everything but Driplim. Sadly. Driplim is so oppressive. Like I said, Driplim hardwalls you, so you just have to avoid Driplim. But if you have the 1-to-0s, you generally... Viggy with shield or energy advantage will generally beat what's against it, unless whatever's in front of it has shield or energy advantage too. But yeah, as you see in the 1-0s, it absolutely destroys everything but Driplet. And they're pretty strong ratings. Viggy going Viggy. Viggy's just gonna smack you. You the body slams just do so much damage. You actually, you bulldoze here and then you body slam. Boom. And then you're able to actually beat Ice Queen, even though Ice Queen is able, as you see, Avalanche does heavy damage, but it will not pace you. So, bye. GG's. And it's even worse than the 2-0s. And the 2-0, well, the 2-0s and the 1-0s are basically the same thing. You're gonna lose against Driplim, but you beat everything else in the meta. So, Driplim, as long as you avoid Driplim, 1-0s and the 2-0s, Viggy is extremely powerful. In the 2-1s, let's see here. The 2-1s, you lose the Frostless matchup, but that's pretty good. So you only lose against Frostless and Driplim, but you still beat everything else as long as you have shield advantage. Avoid Driplim, avoid Frostless, well, just avoid Driplim in general. Frostless, you have plays. And Vigoroth will body slam and bulldoze every one of your competition. It will sweep the meta and destroy, well, it's really freaking good, okay? If I haven't sold you and you already use Vigoroth, guess what? Viggy Boy is super good in the Holiday Cup.